Money Mondays with Chad Eddy.
Episode Inflation and the Shrinking Power of Your Dollar from Ancient Rome to Today. Welcome to Money Mondays. I'm Chad Eddy, your financial educator, helping you understand how money works so you can make better financial decisions. Today we're tackling inflation, what it is, how it happens, and what you can do about it. Now, did you know that inflation was a problem even in ancient Rome? It's not just something we face today. By the end of this episode, you'll not only understand inflation, but you'll also have a plan to stay ahead of it, which is key. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook for more money tips throughout the week, and grab my free ebook, Automatic Budgeting for Canadians, to take control of your finances today. You'll find the link there in the description. All right, let's start with the basics. Inflation is a gradual increase in prices over time. This means that your money buys less as time goes on. Now think about this. Your grandparents might have filled a grocery cart with $20, and today that might only cover a few essentials. Inflation explains why things cost more decade after decade. My grandpa once told me that he bought his first car in the 1940s for $1,500. A brand new car today, easily $40,000. And that's not just because cars are better, it's inflation at work. The value of a dollar has gone down, so it takes more dollars to buy the same things. Now, what's something you've noticed has gotten way more expensive over the years? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you about it. Or have a discussion. And hey, if this resonates, follow me on Instagram at Chad Eddy Money Mindset for bite-sized money insights every day. Now, inflation isn't a new concept. Let's travel back to ancient Rome. The Roman Empire funded wars and building projects by debasing their currency. So they started adding cheaper metals like tin or copper to silver coins. It reduced their value. And as a result, the merchants raised prices to compensate, leading to skyrocketing inflation. This constant devaluation of money was one of the many reasons the empire eventually collapsed. Now, this sounds a lot like what happens today when governments print too much money, doesn't it? It's the same principle. Too much currency, not enough real value. And by the way, if you're curious about how to keep inflation from eroding your own wealth, grab my free ebook, Automatic Budgeting for Canadians. It'll help you set up a system to save and invest smarter, even in today's economy. So how does inflation actually happen? Well, it comes down to supply and demand. When there's too much money in the economy chasing too few goods, prices rise. A major driver of this is government policies. When governments print money to fund wars or bailouts or stimulus packages, it increases the money supply. But that's like pouring more water onto a bucket that's already full. The value of each dollar gets smaller. Take post-World War I Germany. The government printed money to pay reparations, but this led to hyperinflation. At one point, people needed wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy a loaf of bread. Imagine needing $1,000 to buy a loaf of bread. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Now let's clear up a common misconception. Inflation and cost of living aren't the same. Inflation measures the average price increases of goods and services. Cost of living depends on where you live. For example, rent here in Vancouver might rise faster than inflation due to high demand and limited supply, but the price of groceries might rise slower. Have you ever thought, why is rent so expensive, but my paycheck isn't keeping up? Well, that's the gap between inflation and cost of living increases. If you want tips on managing rising costs, follow me on Instagram and Facebook and join the conversation. Here's the hard truth. Saving money alone won't outpace inflation. Let's say inflation is 3% per year, but your savings account only earns 1%. That means you're losing 2% of your money's value every year. And while saving is important, it's not enough on its own. I had a friend who kept all their money in cash because they thought it was safe. I had to explain that inflation was quietly eating it away like termites in a wooden house. Investing, on the other hand, allows your money to grow faster than inflation. What about you? Are you investing to outpace inflation? If not, what's holding you back? Let's discuss it in the comments below. So how do you beat inflation? Well, the key is to invest. Stocks, real estate, and other assets grows faster than inflation, preserving and increasing your wealth. The challenge for the week, take a look at your savings and ask yourself, is your money growing faster than inflation? And if not, explore options like index funds or even insurance. And don't forget to grab your free copy of Automatic Budgeting for Canadians. It's your first step to building a financial system that works, even in times of inflation. You'll find the link in the description. Inflation affects everyone, but you don't have to let it derail you or your financial goals. Remember, saving is good, but investing is better. Thanks for watching Money Mondays. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this with someone who needs it. Follow me on Instagram at Chad Eddy Money Mindset and Facebook at Chad Eddy. And grab your free ebook, Automatic Budgeting for Canadians. The link's in the description. See you next week where we'll break down the basics of investing.